I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network. The MAGA criminal George Santos is now under another criminal investigation. This criminal investigation by the FBI and federal prosecutors out of the Eastern District of New York, who are investigating George Santos's criminal conduct in starting a GoFundMe account purportedly to raise money to provide life-saving medical care for a homeless and disabled veteran's dog, but in fact actually pocketing that money for himself. In 2016, using the name Anthony DeVolder and a sham charity, which wasn't actually a charity at all, it was not a registered charity, called Friends of Pets United, George Santos, like the predator that he is, preyed on disabled and homeless veterans. In this case, the homeless veteran's name was Richard Osthoff, and Richard Osthoff's dog, which was a mixed pit bull breed named Sapphire, who was Richard Osthoff's, the veteran's pride and joy, gave him all of the love that he ever wanted in life, developed a tumor and needed medical care. And George Santos found a way to prey on this veteran and say, look, I'll help you raise money as part of this charity. Again, the charity didn't actually exist. And let's put up a GoFundMe account and say, people, please, we want $3,000 for this life-saving medical care to help this homeless and disabled veteran get the care his dog Sapphire needs. And Richard Osthoff, the homeless disabled veteran, said, thank you so much, Anthony DeVolder. This is a lifesaver for me. Sapphire, my dog, is my life and joy. So they raised $3,000, or they thought they were raising $3,000, but in fact, George Santos was stealing that money for himself. And when it came time to actually getting the care that they raised the money for, Anthony DeVolder George Santos started sending Richard Osthoff on a wild goose chase and, oh, show up there, show up there. Then none of the veterinarians knew what in the world Richard Osthoff was talking about. And then Richard Osthoff finally realized, wow, I've been scammed. And everybody who donated thinking that they were going to save my dog's life got scammed by this Anthony DeVolder. This story was reported recently here on the MeidasTouch network and elsewhere, and Osthoff thought that he wasn't going to have any remedy at all, and he was very nervous. And it was a great article in The Patch where they actually published the text messages, and you saw the photo of Osthoff and his dog Sapphire, who, because of this predatory conduct by Santos, and the dog never got the treatment. The dog ended up passing in January of 2017. And in November of 2016, Rich Osthoff had to post this message on his Facebook account. He said, to everyone who helped me and Sapphire raise money for her surgery, I'm sorry to say that we were scammed by Anthony DeVolder and Friends of Pets United, FOPU, through a series of bad veterinary contacts and subterfuge regarding payment. Sapphire has not received the veterinary care, and her growth is 3 to 4 times bigger than it was when the campaign was fulfilled. She is facing euthanasia within months. And indeed, that's what took place. The dog was put down in January of 2017. We also have the text messages that Santos sent over to Osthoff. And here are the messages right here. Osthoff writes, my dog is going to die because of God knows what. That fatty deposit is benign and needs removal, and I'm just sick of being jerked around. I'll take her to another vet, but the cash was raised on her behalf. Now the tumor's 3 times the size it was in April. And this is what Santos responded. Remember, it is our credibility that got GoFundMe them serves to contribute. We are audited like every 501c3. Lie. Not a 501c3. And we are with the highest standards of integrity. You have to remember, every ride and every life you take from volunteers are paid for. Gas, tolls, lunch, all of that. Everyone has collaborated, and you're not coming for the ride. FOPU will handle this from now on, only with the animal. We do not drive people around, nor do we give them rides. We transport animals in need, not needy owners. Wow, calling a homeless, disabled vet a needy owner. Those are those messages right there. That's the real George Santos, a freaking scumbag, a freaking criminal, a traitor, a MAGA Republican. That's who they are. And by the way, while Santos removed himself from 2 committees, he was promoted to those committees by the MAGA Republicans in Congress who knew well about all of this conduct, who knew all about all of this. And so now the FBI is investigating this. And as we previously reported here on the MeidasTouch Network, the FBI and federal prosecutors are also investigating the campaign finance violations by George Santos, who claims he lent himself $700,000. But it appears that's not the case. It appears that that was a sham and that he claimed he was lending money, but was actually using donations from other people, which violated campaign contribution limits, which provides $5,600 max in a specific election cycle, $2,800 for the primaries, and then $2,800 in the general. But rather than have those maximum amounts, Santos said he lent himself $700,000 because there is no limit on what you can loan yourself. But in reality, Santos took that money from other people. The question is, who are those third parties? We know that Santos has a lot of mafia connections, and he is connected as well with individuals who from overseas who have been criminally and federally indicted here in the United States. So who are these people who really funded Santos? Likely funding them to harm our government, to destroy our government. So he fits right in with the MAGA Republicans. Well, the Department of Justice and the FBI we're also aware, and we've reported here, they are investigating that conduct, that criminal conduct as well. In fact, the Department of Justice out of the Eastern District of New York told the Federal Elections Commission, hold off on filing any civil actions against George Santos because we have our own criminal investigation taking place, and we don't want your civil lawsuit to interfere with our criminal case. And as I've been saying here on the MeidasTouch Network, it's clear to me that indictments against George Santos are imminent. Now you could add to the indictment George Santos for wire fraud as well as mail fraud for his conduct in stealing GoFundMe money from a homeless, disabled veteran. These MAGA Republicans are just scumbags. There's no other way to really say it. And by the way, they're going around now. I don't know if you saw this with assault weapons as pins. AR-15 pins they're wearing. They've replaced their American flag lapels. Santos is wearing it. Look at this. Pull it up. They're replacing their American flag lapel pins with AR-15 pins. Dystopian fascists. These people are traitors. We got to call them out for who they are. Enough mincing. We're not mincing words. We're just say it what it is. Pathetic losers, weirdos, fascist, MAGA. Sick, disgusting. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit the subscribe button because we are on our way to 1 million subscribers thanks to your incredible support. So please hit subscribe now. And in addition to subscribing here, check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch, patreon.com/MeidasTouch. You'll love the content we have on our Patreon site, but most importantly, it helps grow this independent media platform. Thank you so much for watching. Hit subscribe. It's free. Till next time, I'm Ben.
Our blue wall stopped the red wave and election deniers got denied election. That's why we're celebrating with the new Democracy Prevails team. We've got lots of work to do, but we should all be proud that when democracy was tested, democracy prevailed. You've earned this. Don't wait. Get yours right now at store.meidastouch.com. That's store.meidastouch.com.